It's another episode of Showtime with me, Aisha. As we all know, International Women's Day was celebrated a few days ago. But I think women should be celebrated every day because we are the light of the world. As Beyonce said, who runs the world? Girls, girls, who runs the world? So we should be celebrated every single day. All right, today we'll be looking at some of the women in the entertainment industry who are making positive changes to the narrative. But before we go further, let's take a very quick break. Don't go anywhere, we will be right back. Welcome back. Like I said before we went for the quick break, we'll be looking at women who are changing the narrative in the entertainment industry. On number 5, we have Temilade of NAE, known professionally as Tems. Tems was born 11 June 1995. She's a Nigerian singer and songwriter who rose to prominence after being featured on Wizkid's 2020 singles Essence, which peaked at the number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart following the release of the remix version with Justin Bieber. The song earned her a Grammy Award nomination, and that same year she was featured on Drake's song Fountains. On 25th September 2020, she released her debut extended play for Broken Ears. Tems released her second extended play, If Orange Was a Place, in 2021. In 2022, Tems' vocals from her song Higher were sampled by Future on his single Wait For You, which led to her being credited as a featured artist alongside Drake on the song. It debuted atop the Billboard Hot 100, making her the first African artist to debut at number 1 and the second Nigerian artist to top the chart. The song earned her the Grammy Award for the Best Melodic Rap Performance. Tems covered Bob Marley's No Woman No Cry for the Black Panther Wakanda Forever soundtrack in July 2022. And in the same month, her song Free Mind from her debut EP debuted on the Hot 100. Throughout her career, Tems has received many accolades, including a Grammy Award, 2 NAACP Image Awards, 2 BET Awards, and 2 Soul Train Music Awards. She also co-wrote the song Lift Me Up by Rihanna, which earned her the nomination for the Academy Award for Best Original Song and the Golden Globe Award for the Best Original Song. Keep doing what you know how to do, Tems. You're making us proud. All right, our number 4 is Olafunke Ayotunde Akindele, aka Jennifer. Sorry, not Jennifer, Jennifer. All right, Jennifer was born 24th August 1977. She's a Nigerian filmmaker, director, actress, politician in the making, and also producer. Akindele starred in the sitcom I Need to Know from 1998 to 2002. In 2009, she won the African Movie Academy Award for Best Actress in a Leading Role. She rose to fame for the role in the movie titled Jennifer. Funke Akindele played the lead role in the show Jennifer's Diaries, for which she was named the Best Actress in a Comedy at the 2016 African Magic Viewers' Choice Award. Again, at the 2020 and 2022 AMVCA, she took home the same award, making it her third win for the Best Actress in a Comedy category. Funke Akindele is the most nominated actress at the AMVCA and currently owns 7 AMVCA, which makes her the actress with the most wins at the AMVCA. Funke is second director to gross over $1 billion at the box office with movies like Your Excellency, Omogeto, The Saga, and most recent, Battle on the Booker Street. If you haven't watched Battle on the Booker Street, you're missing something there. All right. Funke is the only Yoruba actress to have won an African Movie Academy Award and African Magic Viewers' Choice Award. Funke Akindele's career continues to soar despite the media backlash. She doesn't look like she is stopping anytime soon. In 2022, she was nominated by the People's Democratic Party gubernatorial candidate Abdulaziz Olajide Aderiran as the running mate for the 2023 Lagos governorship election. We wish her the very best in her career. On our number 3 today, we have Rahma Ibrahim Sado. Rahma Ibrahim Sado, born 7 December 1993, is a Nigerian actress, filmmaker, and singer. She rose to fame in late 2013 after joining the Kannywood movie industry with her first movie, Gani Gawani. Rahma appears in many Nigerian movies, both Hausa and English, and is one of the few Nigerian actors that speaks Hindi fluently. She is the winner of the Best Actress Kannywood at the City People's Entertainment Award in 2014 and 2015. She also won the Best African Actress at the 19th African Film Award in 2015 by African Voice. In 2017, she became the first Hausa celebrity to appear in the top 10 hottest female Nigerian celebrities. Throughout her career, Sado has been a busy actress appearing in both movies and music videos. By 2016, she was recognized as that year's face of Kannywood. Sado formed a production company named Sado Pictures, where she produced her first movie, Raria. Sado launched a charitable foundation, Ray of Hope, and she was named a Peace Ambassador by the Association of Northern Nigerian Students. She recently produced a Netflix series titled The Plan. Nice one, dear Sado. Keep making us proud. On our number 2, we have Mariam Apogagi, known professionally as Tauma. She is a Nigerian comedian, content creator, cinematographer, and social media influencer. She currently serves as the CEO and founder of Chop Tao, a food company, and directs for the Grenade Company and a cinematography firm. She is known for playing multiple roles in her skits. Tauma was born February 28, 1999 in her hometown of Ilorin, Kwara State, but she spent most of her early years in Namibia. She studied tourism and travel service management at the Kwara State University. In 2015, she started online comedy after convincing her fiancé to teach her the basics of video editing. She rose to stardom in 2019 with a skit based on African parents taking their children to school. In 2019, she was the face of Media Room Hub's July issues. Her comedy skits are centered on exposing African mothers and their unique manners of disciplining African children with a slap. In October 2020, she got engaged to her fiancé Abdulaziz, aka Abula, in Namibia, and got married on the 21st January 2021. Moving on to our number 1, we have Mariam Bukar Hassan, aka Alhanis Islam. Mariam Bukar was born December 25, 1996. She is a poet who is popularly known for her spoken words and has attended major festivals and conferences around the world. Mariam, a native of Biu, Borno State, was born and raised in Kaduna State, Nigeria. She grew up with her mother, the famous Hausa actress Hawa Maina. May her soul rest in peace. She completed her secondary school education at Uncle Bado Memorial College, Kaduna, and later studied information technology at the Radford University College of Science in Ghana. Mariam is a speaker at various levels, including books and art festivals and the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) conference. Mariam was present at the 8th African Government Building Conference and the 8th African Union Summit in Kampala, Uganda. She has been an advocate for the violence against women and children, and has won praise from her videos on domestic violence titled Violence Has No Religion. In 2017, she released her album titled In the Heart of Silence. Mariam established the Center for the Teaching of Islam, the Teaching of Life, Counseling, Speech Training, and the Teaching of House Literature. She later collaborated with the Creative Kids Nigeria, a platform where children were taught poetry. In an interview with Showtime, Mariam said she started spoken words after her aunt suffered domestic violence, and since then she has promised to use her voice as a tool to fight against it.
My aunt got abused when she was, when I was 13 years old, she got abused by her husband. And I wrote an open letter to her husband. And when my mom saw it, she says, there is element of poetry in this. And I was wondering, what does that mean? And apparently my mom would write poems to my father before they got married. And so she showed me a couple of poems that she wrote to my dad. And I was like, oh, interesting. And, you know, she insisted that I make a video of that particular letter. So, and then I was shy, and I didn't do that till I was 16 years old. And then I did that, and that was it. That was it. Like, I got a message from someone in Borno saying that after watching that video, he stopped hitting his wife.
Wow.
And that was the moment I realized that I have a duty to humanity. And you know, you bump into things, but then some of the things you actually bump into or accidentally start, you're not meant to stop, you know, so, and that's how I continued.
That's quite inspiring. That's beautiful.
So, at what stage, okay, you actually just told us what stage you realized that poetry was for you.
Yeah, I mean, the moment that guy sent that email to me, and in fact, now that I tell you what, I mean, just few weeks ago, I felt like, listen, should I really continue this? You know, and then I met this lady at a salon, and she says, you're Alhan? I said, yes. And she said, your poem helped me when I was in a very dark mental state. And it was like I was hurt. And she said, thank you. And I was like, wow, you know, and that sort of just threw everything out of the window that made me feel like, stop it.
You felt like, you know, this is it. This is the reason I do this.
Yeah, and I went to Kenya, and you had a lady walk up to me and say, I listened to your album. It helped me. And I'm just like, huh?
That's actually...
So I think if before I ever felt like poetry was not for me, now I think it's digested in me that it is meant for me.
So, do you read other people's poems?
Yeah.
Or you just do yours?
I read other people's poems, but not read. I would say I watch, because I'm more of a visual learner. I am not a reader. So you'd find me Sunday morning, Sunday night. In fact, the whole of Sundays, you'd find me actually listening or watching poetry videos. I love to do that. You know, it's refreshing, because apart from the act in itself, I love internalizing people's poems, because it's just a beautiful art form, and everybody has their own style. So sort of seeing somebody else's style and just, you know, vibing with that, for me, it's just great. So I do that, but also I write my own poems, and yeah.
So who are those people that actually inspire you?
I think the #1 person would be Maya Angelou. And the reason why is because she has been able to sort of institutionalize poetry to a certain extent beyond entertainment. And the second person would be J. Ivy. He's a Grammy-nominated poet. And he was also the reason why now we have a Grammy category, which is Best Spoken Word Poetry Album, included in the Grammy just this year. So, I mean, he is representing poets in the best of ways. he wants the culture to grow, and I respect him for that. So he inspires me. Yeah, so I think for me, I'd say these two people outside Nigeria. In Nigeria, you have F.A. Paul Azino, who is carrying young poets along, you know. He owns Lip Fest.
Yeah.
And you have Basha Muneni. So these four people, they actually inspire me.
Okay, you've actually listed like two things you want to use your poetry to promote. You understand? But what is that thing that you want? Like, if you are being asked, like, okay, this is what I want people to remember me for. You understand? Using poetry, what is that one thing that you want to use your poems to be remembered for?
I think if there's one thing that I want to be remembered for, would be that lady who used poetry for advocacy, and her voice was heard, and she was a catalyst for change. You know, I recently heard something very interesting about a hummingbird, which I think for me, that caps it all. A hummingbird, when there is fire in the forest, uses its tiny beak to drop, just droplets in the forest. And that alerts the bigger animals, like the elephants, the rhinos, and they also now contribute in making sure that fire, is out. And so I feel like I'm starting to realize that as a poet, there's only so much you can do. But also, one of the greatest gifts is that your voice can be an awakening to the people who have the autonomy to be that change they want to see, or create that change that they want to see. So yours is to awaken.
Yeah.
And so I think I see myself as a hummingbird, and if there's one thing I want to be remembered for, is that.
That's actually beautiful. What can be done to revive the culture of poetry in Nigeria? I think just a few of you are doing that, like trying to bring it back.
I think, with regards to more like what do I think can be done with regards institutionalizing poetry in Nigeria? I mean, for me, I'd say collaboration, because you have pockets of, things where people are operating in silos. But in order for the industry to grow in Nigeria, or the culture to be sustained, we must collaborate a lot more. And I'm talking institutional level, not just individual level, because everyone's trying to do something to make a certain name. That's beautiful, that's perfect. But in order for it to be sustainable, we must harmonize the talents, and we must start to see bigger than ourselves. It's a country thing, but you need to think global.
That's nice. Okay, I see you're acting now.
Okay, so that one.
Yeah, you're acting.
And so that one, that was more, I love to experiment. Like I said, I'm a free spirit. I love to experiment, and I experimented acting, right?
So
just because I just wanted to try it.
Are you saying it's not your thing?
It's not my thing, but also I'm not saying that you wouldn't see me in a movie in the future, but it has to be the type of movie that sort of revolves around social change.
Advocacy.
Because I do not want to dilute my brand so much, So it has to be something that amplifies what I stand for. Yeah.
Okay. I get. It's not going to just be any kind of
It's not
movie.
just for entertainment.
Okay.
I don't see myself as a pure entertainer.
Yeah, I wanted asking that. So, Nigerians, we see poets as entertainers. Is that's the way you want to be seen?
Right. I think, you see, here I'm going to borrow what Fela Kuti once said, where he said, I am not a musician, but they would not bring me to the table without my music. So music is the access, but I'm a catalyst for change. So in order for you to be on the table, you need to bring something. So if what we have is saying poets should come as entertainers. You know, for starters, that's okay. But we are not entertainers. We are a force to be reckoned with. We have the power to change mindsets. And I want every poet out there to start to embody that. You are a powerhouse. And part of you, you know, sometimes I say is equivalent to a prophecy to a certain extent. And why do I say that? Words, when you're spelling, it's called spelling for a certain reason, because you're actually casting a spell. Be it people's minds, hearts, whatever it is, you have the power to change mindsets. And you know, when you talk about words in itself, if Allah Azza wa Jal did not think that words are powerful, he wouldn't use that to preserve his message over time.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed watching a lineup of such great women doing us proud. So on our next segment today, we will be showing you a few ways to relax after a stressful week. You know, mental health is something we don't really take seriously in this part of the world. But in true terms, we need to look after our mental health, because only then will our mind function well. So take a look. hope you guys enjoyed that segment there. As you can see, I was playing my games and other people did a lot of things. At least that helped with our mental health. It calmed us down a little bit. And with this, we've come to the end of today's episode. Don't forget to join us same time next week for a more beautiful episode. Until then, it's bye for now.